recognize this man. Notify police immediately.
Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm Silent Core. I hope you're all having a good weekend so far. So today I've got another Watch Dogs video for you guys, and I'm going to be going through 10 confirmed facts I've managed to find from Ubisoft. A lot of these are actually taken from the most recent podcasts they uploaded on their YouTube channel. They were about half an hour each, so it took quite a long time to watch them all and take down as many notes as I could. So I guess I'd recommend watching them, they're really interesting, but if you don't have time to watch them all, I guess this video will compile the main facts from them and just let you see 10 things that are confirmed. So the first fact is a little bit basic, but it does tie into all the other facts I'm going to be talking about in this video. And the first fact is the reason Chicago is chosen for the set of this game is because it's actually one of the most watched cities in North America. There's thousands of cameras all networked in the city, and they're all tied into the Emergency Management and Communications Office. And there's also loads of cameras added from Chicago's police department and also private security cameras. So it's one of the most surveillance cities in America, and that really is just the basis of this game. So tying into this is the second fact that was discussed in the podcast, and that was that you actually choose how far you're willing to go in the game to get what you want. So you can choose with your own morality what you want to do, how you want to make your money, and how much hacking you want to do. And they've added that anything you can do in-game, they've ensured that it's sort of grounded in reality. They've made sure it is kind of physically possible, so all the sort of hacks you can do in-game are theoretically possible in real life. And they did also add that the vigilante part is mainly up to player choice. The third fact is to do with the phone conversations. Now, we've seen in one of my previous videos, I showed one of the hacking abilities you can do is to listen into other people's conversations, and they talked a little bit about this. So once you've listened to somebody's conversation, that conversation is actually removed from the game, so you won't be hearing it again, just in case you bumped into somebody and heard the same conversation. That's just not going to happen. So it's confirmed that you won't hear the same conversation twice. Now this is something I'm really looking forward to, just following people around, listening into their conversations, and I'm sure there's going to be some real interesting conversations, so I'm really looking forward to that. Ubisoft has also confirmed there's over 3,000 character kits, and they've also said that it's unlikely for you to bump into the same NPC twice. In the podcast they also talked about the 400 to 500 different vocal lines that have been recorded for each citizen, so that's absolutely crazy. All the different reactions you can have if you bump into a citizen or walk past them or they see you with your gun out, they're all going to react in different ways, and there's just so many recorded outcomes. And the fifth confirmed fact is to do with the profiler. So when you're looking at random NPCs, you can see little bits about them, and this is based on multiple things. It's based on their actual location in the map, so if you're in a sort of rougher area, their, personality traits will relate to that, or if you're in a more upper class, posh area, then, they're going to change to that. And they're also randomly generated from a database, so you've got kind of like 3D characters that change by area, they're randomly generated. Now the sixth fact is something the Ubisoft Montreal guys made really clear in the podcast, and that's that there's going to be severe consequences for shooting police. So it's not like in GTA where you can go on random rampages shooting police, build up your wanted level, and then once you've got rid of that wanted level, you're like totally back to normal. It's not going to be like that in Watch Dogs. Now they did say there's going to be a lot of police chasing you, but your main tactic should be to avoid the police, because if you are going to shoot the police, I can imagine, the media are going to pick up on that, and then when the citizens see you, they're going to see you as a bad person, they're going to see you as a cop killer, and they're not really going to forget about that, so you want to be able to have that play style. Obviously you can choose which one you want to have, but if you're going to shoot a lot of police, it is going to have consequences on your gameplay. They also talked about how dynamically citizens react. So say if you have a car crash, the citizens are going to stop and take pictures of it with their cell phones. They're going to, maybe phone for emergency services. Or if you pull out your gun in a restaurant or a bar, people are going to hide under the tables. People are going to react differently to every situation. Fact number 8 actually came from the animation podcast, and I think it was the head animator confirmed that there's only 2 recycled animations and everything else is built completely from scratch for Watch Dogs. And the 2 recycled animations are actually the swimming animation from Assassin's Creed, and also in Black Flag, the when the bodies are exploding through the air, that kind of effect is also recycled. But everything else is 100% Watch Dogs. And the last confirmed fact is to do with weather. So the weather is going to be highly simulated. When there's a stormy day, there's going to be big waves, and there's going to be strong winds. Actually, when I went to Chicago, I remember it being really, really windy at the seafront, and everything's going to be dynamically reacting to that. So there's going to be stuff blowing across the street. There's going to be maybe like trash, cans, there's going to be leaves, and also the way the citizens react. So on a cold day, they're going to be walking a bit differently from when they are on a normal day. So everything's going to be dynamic and reacting to the weather. So that was my confirmed 10 Watch Dogs facts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. I'd really appreciate if you could leave the video a like. It did take a long time to make and prepare for, and also subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one.